Sudah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ardian Sawiranata from 3A class, and now I'm going to present about phonetics. What is phonetic? Phonetic is a branch of linguistics that deals with the study of speech sounds, their productions, acoustic properties, and how they are perceived and interpreted by humans. And in the phonetics, there are few basic of phonetic sounds. The first is consonant and vowels. Consonants are produced by restricting or blocking the airflow in various ways where vowels inflow relative often and unobstructed airflow. The second is articulations. One key aspect of phonetics is articulation phonetics, which studies how separate sounds are physically produced in the vocal tract. Different sounds are created by altering the position and movement of the tongue, lips, and the other speech organs. The third is acoustic properties. Acoustic properties examines the sound waves produced during speech. It analyzes factors like pitch, frequency, and amplitude to understand how these properties contribute to the distinctions between speech sounds. The fourth is auditory perception. Perception explores how humans perceive and distinguish between different speech sounds. This involves understanding how the human ear and the brain process incoming sound shine. And the second content in phonetic is the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IP, IPA, to personally represent the wide range of speech sound across languages. Phoneticians use the International Phonetic Alphabet. The IPA assigns unique symbols to each distinct sounds, allowing linguistics to transcribe spoken language accurately. The third is phonetics in language learning and speech therapy. Phonetic plays represent the phonetic plays a crucial role in language learning and speech therapy. When learning a new language, understanding the phonetic differences between one's native language and the target language can aid in pronunciation. Speech therapists use phonetic principles to diagnose and treat speech disorders. The fourth is the significance of phonetics. Phonetics is fundamental to the study of linguistics, as it helps unravel the mysteries of how humans communicate through speech. It also has practical application in fields such as education, speech therapy, and forensic linguistics. And next is organ of speech. The speech sound as defined here can be a monosyllable or word for the sake. The production of speech sound involves various organs of speech, including the vocal cords, tongue, lips, teeth, palates, and working together to create different sounds. Uh, Before that can be produce speech sound, the model must be undergo a training process analogous to infant babbling and early worm imitation. The synaptic projection level feedback comments in fake. One are done during a babbling phase in which semi-random articulator movements are used to produce auditory and somatosensory feedback. This combination of auditory, and somatosensory information is used to tune the synaptic projection between the sensory neural nets and the model motor cortex. The learning in this stage is not form or syllabus based, rather than learning sensory motors will be used for all speech sounds that will be learned later. Next is place of articulations. Place of articulations means when we produce sounds, Uh, Sometimes our tongue touches our lips, and sometimes only our lips come together and make sounds. Sometimes our tongue touches a soft smell or back part alveolar tone. So this touching of place or vocal tract of speech organ are calling place of articulation. The first of place of articulation is bilabial. Bilabial means only two lips involved. When we produce these sounds, we only use both of us lips. So our both of lips helping to produce bilabial sounds. And for the example is the English sound P, B, and M are the bilabial sound. Uh, Second is labiodental. Labiodental sounds are articulated by using both the lower lip and the upper front teeth. In billable songs, we use both of our lips, but in labiodental, we use only our lower lip and the upper front teeth to produce sounds. For example, is in F and P are the labiodental sounds. The third is dental. To produce the dental sounds, our tongue has to touch the upper teeth. The English sounds are, for example, is in word thing and this. The fourth is produce the alveolar. To produce the alveolar sounds, our tongue has to go up and touch the alveolar ridge. The area between the upper front teeth and the palate is alveolar ridge. The English sounds, for example, is T, D, N, S, Z are the alveolar sounds. For example, in words is stop, dab, run, with, zoo, and look. The fifth is palato-alveolar. To produce the palatal sounds, when we keep our tongue a bit deeper in the mouth than alveolar, our teeth then alveolar ridge, and the next thing we are touching that is palatal alveolar. Simply say that when we touching the palate between the palate and alveolar ridge, we are producing palatal alveolar sounds. For example, sips and occasions. The sixth is retroflex. To produce the retroflex sounds, we have to carry with tongue up in the English. For example, is red, right, run, rope. Seventh is palatal. The back part of the tongue goes and touches palate, and produce palatal sounds. For example, is yet, yes. Eight, palate. The back part of our tongue is going up and touching the soft palate is palate. For example, is king, get, ring. The less of articulation is glottal. Glottal is the deepest place of articulation. In pharynx, we have glottis or epiglottis, and these sounds are coming from the place. For example, is heavy, hot, hit, hang, up. The next matter is manner of articulations. We state that in consonant sounds, the influence differ or restrict at its base, the or activity. The manner of articulation refers to how the air flow is manipulated at the place of articulation to produce different speech sounds. There are the different manner of articulation. Sorry. First is uh, plosives or stops. Implosive, the speech organ are closed and the oral and nasal cavity completely closed, blocking of the air streams. The upbuilding pressure in the oral cavity in the suddenly release, the audibly poop of air that release is called aspirations. Plosives of the English language are P, T, K, and PTK is voiceless, and BDG is voice. The second is aggregates. Like with plosives, the R is a complete bulk of the R stream in the oral cavity. But in contrast to say plosives, the block of R stream is not really suddenly, but rather slowly causing audible frictions. Aggregates can therefore be divided into two parts. A plosive followed by fricative, as there is closer and fiction in the same place, but Nutella briquettes are always analyzed and only on phoneme. English affricated are G voiceless, as in cheese, and G voice EA voice in as an example. The third is nasals. In nasal sounds, the vowel or suffix is lower blocking of the oral cavity. Air can only escape through the nose. English nasal R, M, N, and S in sing, which are all voices. Next is fricatives. Sorry, fricatives. Fricatives are great when air forces its way through the narrow gap between two articulations S at a steady pace. They can be divided into two categories: slit fricatives, groove fricatives. In slit fricatives, the tongue is rather flat, as in F, as in think, voiceless, and V, as in this voice. While in groove fricatives, the front of the tongue will form the epinomous groove as S in seals, and uh, as as in sock is voiceless. And next is our fifth is laterals. The tip of the tongue is pressed onto the alveolar ridge. The rims of the tongue are lowered to let the air escape over the lower tongue rims. The only English lateral sound is I in I is voice. The last is approximants. The name approximant refers to the fact that the articulation involved approach each other without actually touching. There are three approximants in the English. Uh, y as in you, W as in we, and R as in rise. It's all voice. Approximants are often referred to as semivowels or glides, as they represent the twilight zone between consonant and vowels. The next matter is phonological process. Phonological process refer to the uh, process refer to the pattern of sound change and transformation that occur in language. This process influences how speech sounds are produced, perceived, and organized in a particular language in dialect. There are several types of phonological process, including affrication, alveolarization, assimilation, backing, and deaffrication. The first of phonological process is uh, application. Application is a replacement of a fricative consonant with an affricative consonant form. For example, Samson, zoo, zoo. Second is alveolarization. Alveolarization is a replacement of consonant made with the teeth or lips with consonant made at the alveolar ridge. For example, for, so, take, zik. Third is assimilation. Production of a phoneme that is more like another phoneme in the target word. For example, cup, pop, dog, or walk, kitty, or kiki. The fourth is breaking substitution of a posterior consonant for an anterior consonant. Posterior consonant include K, G, and G, H. For example, is stop, cough, do, do. Next is cluster addiction. Uh, Omission of a consonant in the word initial or word final. Hey, I'm sorry. Uh, Consonant deletion. Consonant deletion is omission of a consonant in the word initial or word final position. For example, cat, at, cup. The next is cluster reductions. Deletion or replacement one or more consonant in a consonant cluster or two sounds together. For example, stop, top, black, back. Next is the application. It's a replacement of an affricate consonant with a fricative consonant or change of an affricate target phoneme to a stop. For example, is chair, is and chair and tear. Generalization. Nasals become the nasal. For example, mom, bob, neck, deck. Next is the voicing. The sound of voicing from voice on consonant. And next is depalatalizations. Is movement of the place of articulation of a palatal sounds from the palate to uh, to a position forward in the mouth, typically the alveolar region. The next is eventhesis. Uh, Addition of consonant or vowel, for example, uh, bread. Next is prontic, replacement of the consonant and palatal consonant with consonant produced at or in front of the alveolar ridge. For example, go, do, cup, so, su. Gliding production, gliding. Production of liquids I and R as glides W and G. For example, red, lion, yawn. Labialization is a replacement of consonant made with the tongue with consonant made with the lips. Next is metathesis. The position of two sounds is reversed, although both sounds are pronounced correctly. For example, is spaghetti and spaghetti. Position of your physical before become palatal. For example, sounds. Next is head application. Repetition of phonemes are syllable. For example, is bottle and baba. Next is stopping. Replacement or continuing consonant or abbreviates with stop consonant. For example, short top, zoo, do. 19th. Stridency deletions. Omission of student consonant are replacement of them with non-strident consonants. Next is syllable deletion. Omission of one syllable of multi-syllable words, usually the bigger and third syllable. Vocalization. Final position vocals I and R becomes short vowels U or O. And the last is vowelization. Suppression of a vowel over a consonant. The conclusion is by learning phonology process, we will get better understanding on the phonological change which occur when two sounds are linked together. When we know for sure the change occur in certain combination, it will make us more confident in English literature, especially concerning the assimilation, elision, and that's all from me. Sorry if any wrong pronunciation. Thank you. Bye.